everyone, I'm your host, Charlene Shirk. Welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us from Montclair, New Jersey is Ian Loew with Lform Design. Ian, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, we're happy to have you. So tell us what you do over there at Lform Design.
Sure. So we are a boutique agency. We specialize in helping business-to-business manufacturers and distributors. And we do custom web design, custom web development.
And so when your customers are coming to you, are they coming to you because they need something built from scratch, or maybe what they have isn't really working and they need you to kind of juice it up a little bit?
Yeah, so the majority of clients come to us because they realize they've kind of outgrown their current website and they want to do a little bit more of a complex interaction with their existing ERP system, accounting system, and essentially their basic marketing site just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't fill that need. So.
And what are some of the reasons those kinds of sites just kind of, they lose their steam, they don't work anymore? What are the new bells and whistles that kind of show, okay, I'm current, I'm on trend?
Absolutely. So there's this tectonic shift happening amongst manufacturing where they're selling direct to the consumer. Distributors are kind of getting pushed out of that space. So ultimately, what they need is they want to start highlighting their products directly on their website. So the marketing, the simple text doesn't suffice anymore. So now what we're doing is we're taking Sage, we're taking NetSuite, which is an Oracle product, and we're pushing their inventory, list of products, categories, unit pricing. We're syncing that and pushing it to their websites so that their customer base can easily review, monitor, and see if they have the inventory available. So that's what's going on beyond just making it aesthetically pleasing, easy to find what they need to find, and also incorporate some of those calls to actions, marketing lingo that we always need to have that supplement ultimately the ability to easily peruse their product offerings.
Yeah, especially when you mentioned, is this an inventory? So much now we're having so many supply chains. There's nothing worse than going through the entire process only to find out, oh, there's a 3-month lag on that. Better to know up front so you can be a smarter consumer. So let me ask you, in your space, what are you looking at over the next year to 2 years that you guys have your eyes on and you're telling your customers, hey, this shift is coming. This is what we need to do to prepare for it?
Absolutely. So back in the day when I started this company 15 years ago, when I was trying to pitch to manufacturers, it was really kind of like an old boys club where, they were, I'm going to take my potential clients or my existing clients out for a round of golf and just do some simple networking. It was more traditional sales, right? In terms of marketing was almost an afterthought. Again, ultimately, as millennials have become decision makers, and a lot of the manufacturers we work with are privately owned, they're generations of families, and ultimately, the end consumer is now going to Google first. So what we're suggesting is that they start doing SEO and building up that content stream, because again, Google looks for content that is informative, factual, and interesting. And so essentially, that's going to take months upon months of building that content, that pipeline of content. And then Google will see your website as a resource and then start driving traffic to that website. So that's instrumental. That concept of blogging or creating informative content is a really new concept for most manufacturers.
And so, Ian, you mentioned content, and we all know as digital marketers, content is king. But I want to ask you, what's a great tip that you can share to someone? Maybe it's in the process of maybe creating that content or scheduling to get that content done, or maybe it's something completely outside of content that tip you would give that somebody could put into play tomorrow to start improving their business results.
Absolutely. So there's a free tool that Google has. It's called Lighthouse. You can also Google Page Speed Insights. And essentially run your homepage through this free tool. It will give you a score from 0 to 100 and see how your website is performing on key pages, your homepage, your product listings page, your contact page. See what the score is for not only mobile, but for your desktop. And based upon that, now that is just one key factor in terms of SEO, right? SEO is a whole slew of different items. But if you're essentially making those enhancements to your website that Google suggests that you make, you're going to look better in the eyes of Google. And it's so instrumental. It's so key now to placate to Google, unfortunately, in this space, right? That's how people are finding you. They're not going to traditional directories anymore. They're just immediately going to Google to find the resources or the suppliers that they need. I mean, there is Amazon, there's Alibaba, there's Thomas.net. But again, I find that more often than not, engineers, scientists are all going to the web initially to do their initial research for suppliers that can help them in that space. So.
You want to get in good with Google. All right, Ian, thank you so much for joining us today on Digital Champions. Lots of good information. We appreciate you taking the time.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for the opportunity again.
Oh, it is our pleasure. And if you'd like to learn more about what Ian's doing over there at Lform Design, you can check him out on dailyadbrief.com. All right, that's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.